In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Monday, July 22nd. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Monday, July 22nd MLB bet slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. We're going to get to that very, very soon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 7.16 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. Thanks to you guys so much. Continue to like and comment. That's going to help the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience. All right. Now, for that Patreon, I keep telling you each and every day, and we're cooking a little bit over here. We did not hit on the community parlay, but that didn't matter because we were red hot with the home runs. All right, home runs after home runs, it came through. James Woods, Nick Castellanos, as you can see right here, that came through plus 520. My three main plays on the Patreon were the Cubs. It was the Cubs, Giants, and Orioles. Okay, so we had the Cubs and we had the Giants, obviously, in these two tickets right here. The Orioles did not come through. That was one of the parlays with those three teams together. That did not come through, but that's okay because we still went crazy on the home runs. We have more home runs, all right? Freddie Freeman, home run. He came through in the late night game. And also Gavin Lux at plus 870. That came through as well. All these plays were posted even early in that Minnesota Brewers game. Plus 540. Trevor Larnach came through as well. So we hit multiple, almost 10 home runs we hit on Sunday. So I'm telling you right now, if you want to sign up for that Patreon, remember that link is provided down below. So you need to get signed up so we can finish the stretch run of MLB. Also, the future bets are in there. I dropped the NFL future bet. That's in there. I dropped the World Series future bet. That's in there. You get access to the daily plays, and you get access to that group chat that's going crazy 24/7. So sign up right now. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up in Yankee Stadium here. We have the New York Yankees 59-42 going up against the Tampa Bay Rays here 50-49. This is the fourth and final game of this matchup between these two AL East teams here. So far, the Tampa Bay Rays are leading the series right now 2-1. All right, can the Rays take it a 3-1 lead, or will the Yankees be able to go and tie this series at 2-2 before they go into their next series? All right. For the odds, we have the Yankees minus 160 on that money line with the comeback of the Rays at a plus 135. Total runs set at 8.5. For that public bet percentage, 83% of the bets, 100% of the money, all over the Yankees. For the total runs, we have 81% of the bets, 82% of the money towards the over 8.5. For the pitching matchup here, we have Zach Littell, who's 3-6 with a 4.26 ERA, going up against Carlos Rodon, 9-7 with a 4.63 ERA. Littell is a guy that every time I see him, I go towards, I attack him because he has bad numbers against both lefties and righties. If we're looking at his lefty numbers, he's given up a 1.29 home run per 9, a 363 batting average, a 1.71 whip, a BABIP over 400 at .441. Against righties, a home run per 9 at a 1.27 home run per 9, a 316 batting average, Another bad whip at 1.69, and the xFIP is almost 5 at 4.90. Also, on top of that, Zach Littell road ERA is almost 6 at 5.53. All right, so across the board here, this is not a good spot for Zach Littell going up against these Yankees bats here. Carlos Rodon pitches pretty decently at home with a 4 ERA. He's given up a very low whip and average to righties. The only blemish here is the power he gives up to righties with a 1.54 home run per 9. So this spot here, I think the Yankees take advantage of Zach Littell early and often. Give me the Yankees on the money line. Give me Yankees minus 1.5, and give me the over on the 8.5 runs. Next game up in Progressive Fields here, we have the Cleveland Guardians 59-39 going up against the Detroit Tigers 49-51. Looking at the current odds, we have the Cleveland Guardians as very slight home favorites here, minus 120, with the comeback of the Detroit Tigers as an even number here. For the total, it is set at 7.5. All right. For the pitching matchup here, Tariq Skubal, who's been an absolute Cy Young this year so far in the first half, going against Carlos Carrasco, who struggled at the beginning of the season, but as of late, to end right before the All-Star break, he's been pitching much better here. Tariq Skubal, 10-3, 2.41 ERA, a .88 whip. Carlos Carrasco, 3-7 with a 5.02 ERA, a 1.36 whip. All right, so for Carlos Carrasco, like I said, was a gas can majority of that first half of the season. There is supposed to be some progression when you're looking at his expected numbers. But still, don't let the recent numbers fool you at heart. This man still gives up a lot of power. His main issue is against righties. He's given up a 2.33 home run per 9, a 3.11 batting average, a 1.40 whip, and the xFIP is at 4.74. All right, so those numbers, do not get fooled by it. Carlos Carrasco still is a guy that gives up a lot of power. All right, and runs in general. Okay, Tariq Skubal, like I said, has been absolutely phenomenal. He does pitch slightly worse on the road with 2.93 ERA on the road, and his only blemish is righty power, giving up a 1.34 home run per 9. I think the advantage is on the side of the Tigers here, but I would look more to that first 5 innings. All right, first 5 innings, Tigers on the money line is definitely a spot I will look towards. I would lean towards them for full game as well. But once you get past Tariq Skubal, hopefully you can go deep in this game here. That's going to be the goal. All right, so give me Tigers money line, Tigers first 5, and if I had to choose the over and the under on this particular game, I'm going to go towards the under 7.5, mainly because of Tariq Skubal here, how strong he has pitched this year. Next up in PNC Park here, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates 50-49. Coming off a pretty phenomenal series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Going against the St. Louis Cardinals 52-47. Looking at the current odds right now, Pirates are slight home favorites, minus 140 on that money line, with the comeback of the Cardinals at a plus 115. Total runs set at 8.5. For this public bet percentage here, 68% of the bets, 83% of the money towards the Pirates. For the total runs, 76% of the bets, 74% of the money on the over 8.5. For the pitching matchup here, Andre Pallante, 4-4 with a 4.21 ERA, going up against Mitch Keller, 10-5 with a 3.46 ERA. All right, Andre Pallante has been really good against lefty batters here. That's going to be his strong suit. But he has an extreme issue against righties. He's given up egregious numbers, all right? A 1.86 home run per 9, a batting average at 326, a whip almost at 2 at 1.97. The BABIP is at 364, and the xFIP is at 5.21. And he's going to see at least 5 righties in this lineup here for the Pirates, all right? Mitch Keller, on the other end, has been pitching very well at home with a 2.91 ERA. He does give up a little bit of power to lefties, looking at a 1.32 home run per 9. But this spot here, I like the Pirates in this home spot with Mitch Keller on the mound, taking advantage of Pallante and his struggles. So Pirates on the money line, and if I had to choose an over-under, give me the under on the 8.5. In Target Field here, we have the Minnesota Twins who are currently 54 and 44. Going against the Philadelphia Phillies here, 63 and 36. Current odds right now, we have the Phillies as road favorites, minus 145 on the money line with the comeback of the Twins at a plus 120. Total set at 7.5. For this pitching matchup here, Ranger Suarez has been phenomenal this year. He's 10 and 4 with a 2.76 ERA, a 1.04 WHIP. Going up against Bailey Ober here, 8 and 5 with a 4.14 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. All right, when we're looking at these two pitchers here, Bailey Ober does pitch better at home with a 3.29 ERA. He is seeing a lot of struggles against righties here, mainly power, a 2.37 home run per 9 and a 1.32 WHIP. So those are going to be some cause of concern there. Ranger Suarez, he's been absolutely phenomenal for this season. But to end the first half in his last 3 outings, so this is 15 innings here, he's given up 15 earned runs. So hopefully he's gotten away from that. Hopefully the time off is going to be to his benefit, and he goes back to what he was doing at the beginning of the season, the majority of the season. All right, so these last 3 starts could be a little bit of a blemish here. He is giving up power to lefties. So the lefty bats here for the Twins could be in a very good spot. I'm going to be on the side here of Ranger Suarez reverting back to himself that we've seen for this whole entire season, other than those last 3 starts here. So give me the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. I like the Phillies to take advantage of Bailey Ober's home run problem, because as you can see, he's given up 16 home runs this year. That does not bode well when you're going up against a Phillies offense that hits home runs at a very, very high rate. So Phillies on the money line, over 7.5 runs are going to be our 2 plays for this one. Next up in Wrigley Field here, we have the Chicago Cubs, 48 and 53, going against the Milwaukee Brewers, 57 and 42. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Brewers as road favorites here, minus 120, with the comeback of the Cubs at an even number. Total set at 8.5. We have a very decent pitching matchup here between Tobias Myers here, 6 and 3 with a 3.13 ERA. A 1.13 WHIP, going up against Javier Assad, 4 and 3 with a 3.27 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. All right, Javier Assad does pitch better at home if we're looking at his numbers with a 2.38 ERA. His major concern here is going to be against lefties. All right, so definitely a spot to be concerned about with the Brewers. They have a ton of lefties in this lineup, at least 5 to 6 lefties that they can throw at Javier Assad. He's given up a 1.23 home run per 9, a WHIP at 1.27. And against righties, the xFIP is at almost at 6 at 5.66 there. So both sides, lefties and expected numbers against righties, are going to be causes of concern. Tobias Myers has pitched well. He's given up a very low WHIP and average to both lefties and righties. The only blemish here is going to be his power to righties. So there's a few bats from the Chicago Cubs lineup that can't take advantage of his little weakness against power versus righties. But the main issue here, the main reasoning I'm going to be going with the Milwaukee Brewers, I like Tobias Myers and I like the offense of the Brewers more in this spot. Going up against Javier Assad. He does pitch better at home, but the cause of concern is glaring against lefty bats. That's the strong suit of the Milwaukee Brewers here. So give me the Brewers as road favorites on the money line. And if I had to choose the over or under, I'm going to go under 8.5 in Chicago. Remember, it does matter if that wind is blowing out, then I would consider the over. But if the wind is sideways or blowing in, we're going with the under 8.5. Next matchup, we have the Kansas City Royals, 55 and 45, going against the Arizona Diamondbacks, 51 and 49. Looking at the odds right now, we have the Royals as slight home favorites, minus 160 on that money line, with the comeback of the Diamondbacks at a plus 135. Total runs set at 8.5. For the pitching matchup one, here we have a very interesting matchup. Gilbert Diaz. Not a lot of you have heard of this guy. He's only had 2 starts so far this year. Has been pretty good. 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA, 0.92 WHIP. All right, going up against Cole Reagans, who's absolutely the phenom of the Royals. Very good strikeout stuff here. He's 6-6 with a 3.15 ERA, a 1.14 WHIP as well. So Cole Rangers here, he is a lefty, and that's going to be the cause of concern. Diamondbacks against lefties, same thing against Mets versus lefties. This is where they benefit the most. So that's going to be a spot where it can happen in any inning where they just get hot because this is a left-handed pitcher here, despite the fact he's a very strong left-handed pitcher. All right, now Cole Ragans against other lefties is where his numbers are highly raised. All right, against other lefty batters, he's given up a 396 batting average, a 2.28 WHIP, and the BABIP is at 529. There's going to be 2 or 3 occasions where he's going to have to go up against other lefties here in this Diamondbacks lineup as well. All right, so that's going to be a spot where I'm leaning somewhat towards the underdogs here. All right, now Gilbert Diaz, I wish we had a bigger sample size here. All we have to go off of is his 2 starts against Toronto and Atlanta, and those are very good starts. He's pitched against Atlanta, which obviously is a solid offense. 6 innings, 5 Ks. Toronto was 6 innings, 2 Ks. He only gave up 1 earned run in both of those games. So I'm going to be riding with the hot hand here and Gilbert Diaz to shock the Kansas City Royals. Give me the Royals on the money line at a plus 135, and I would like to take the under of 8.5 as well. I do expect them to hit Ragans. I don't expect this total to go extremely high here, probably in that 5 to 6 range for this particular game. Diamondbacks money line under on the total of 8.5. In the Coors Field here, we have the Colorado Rockies 36-64, going to be against the Boston Red Sox 53-45. Looking at the odds here, Boston Red Sox road favorites minus 110 on the money line with the comeback of the Rockies at a plus 155. Total runs set at 10.5. All right, so pretty high total here. This is Coors Field. Public bet percentage, 75% of the bets, 76% of the money on the side of the Red Sox here for the total runs. 56% of the bets, 68% of the money towards the over 10.5. All right. This pitching matchup here, we got German Marquez here. It was Austin Gomber. They might have switched here. So right now we got German Marquez here, who has been absolutely horrible. They recently just called him up from the minors. So this is an even better spot for the Boston Red Sox here. Tanner Houck, we already know he's been absolutely phenomenal. The only thing is he has not pitched in Coors Field. That's going to be a little bit of a little eye-opening spot here. Rockies do hit a little bit better at home, obviously, because it is more offensively friendly here in Coors. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tanner Houck pitches in Coors Field. I expect him to be just fine, despite the fact this is at elevation here. We'll see how it affects his pitches. But I'm going to be on the side of the Boston Red Sox even more now after seeing that if they're switching from Austin Gomber to German Marquez, that is a major issue. I love the Red Sox in this spot here. Give me the minus 190 on that money line. I would consider the minus 1.5 as well for the Red Sox. And I would take the total on the over as well in this spot. Red Sox has been hitting absolutely phenomenal in that Dodgers series, and now they're coming over here in Coors Field. I expect those hot bats to roll over. Give me the over on the 10.5 as well. All right, so for that previous game, that Rockies and Boston Red Sox game, I'm getting mixed things. ESPN says Austin Gomber. Yahoo says German Marquez. We're going to wait until the morning to confirm that, but that's okay. Either way, I'm taking the Red Sox in that spot. If Gomber is pitching, I'm going to lean towards the under 10.5. All right, letting you guys know that right now. If it's German Marquez, over. If it's Austin Gomber, under. Gomber pitches better at home. His ERA is around 3. All right, now for this matchup here, Oakland Athletics, all right, in Oakland Coliseum, 39-62. Houston Astros, 52-47. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Astros minus 155 on the money line as road favorites, with the Oakland Athletics on a comeback at a plus 130. The pitching matchup, very interesting here. Spencer Arrighetti, 4-7 with a 5.63 ERA, 1.60 WHIP. Going up against Hogan Harris, a lefty here, 1-3 with a 3.40 ERA and a 1 1.45 whip. Now, Arrighetti, he's pitched horribly in that beginning part of the season. Obviously, this was his first time up in the big leagues. He struggled. That's why his ERA is mainly 5.63. In that stretch run, like a month before the All-Star break, he was pitching much, much better. He still would have some blemishes here or there. It'll be spotty starts where he'll give up 3, 4, or 5 earned runs in one game, all right? Or he'll come back and give up no earned runs, one earned run, and then get hit up. So he's very wishy-washy here, but we still see some upside with Arrighetti. I imagine by the end of the season, his ERA is going to be around the high 3 range, all right, because he has been pitching better. He's already pitched against this Athletics team twice. One game was a loss, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, and 3 walks. And the other game was a win, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, and 2 walks. So he's been pretty decent against these Athletics. Like him in this spot here. Hogan Harris, on the other hand, he's been very serviceable for the Athletics. And if we're looking at his numbers, there shows a lot of a regression here. Right now, his whip, he's giving up a lot of hits. Against lefties, a 1.59 whip. Against righties, a 1.20 whip. And the xFIP is almost 6 at 5.38. So those are going to be cause of concerns. The better offense is going to be on the side of Astros. The better pitcher is on the side of Astros. Give me the Astros on the money line. If I had to go towards the over and under, I expect Arrighetti to pitch very good in this one and keep those earned runs low. Give me the under on the 7.5 in Oakland, and give me the Astros on the money line. So those are going to be our plays for Monday. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your plays for Monday? Let me know in that comment section down below. We can definitely debate about it. If you want to sign up for the Patreon, where we're giving you daily bets, future bets, and access to the chat, that link is provided down below. And I'll be back with another video very soon, all right? Peace out, guys.